is not knowing how to make $1 million. Because if you know how to make 100,000, what's the difference between 100,000 and $1 million? If I subtract 100,000 from $1 million, how much is that? 900,000, right? Well, guess what? Every year that goes by that we don't make $1 million, we just paid life 900,000 for not knowing how to make it. Isn't that crazy? When I first saw that, I said, what? And then knowing that the value of money is in time, not in the actual currency. I said to myself, how do I compress time? I got to find a way to compress time. And then it was like, okay, I know this is the second largest expense that we all have in life. So if not knowing how to make $1 million is costing me this much every year, I said, whatever I have to do below that number is what I have to invest to get there. Once those two things clicked, $1 million months were easy to do. $1 million days were easy to do. Because I understood that there's something to that number of value. Okay? What I'm going to share with you today is a little bit of a roadmap of where we are right now. Well, that's a person, okay? And where we all really want to be. So there's a roadmap for that. You know what happens when I started in this journey? I tried something and it didn't work. And then I tried something else and went there and it didn't work either. You know, and then I tried something else and it didn't work either. But guess what? Every time I was finding new places or things that didn't work. We've all heard the story of Benjamin Franklin. How many tries did he have to do to come up with the light bulb? But he didn't give up. He just kept going and going, and he kept failing and failing and failing. Why? Because failure is what grants success. I tell my daughters, go fail. Because guess what? We do not learn from our successes, but we learn from our failures. So the more you fail, the more success you will have. Okay? And we all experience that in life. When we were children, we started crawling, and then we got up and we fell, and we got up again and we fell. How come we lose that resilience as we become adults? Remember, the only two fears that we're born with: fear of loud noises and fear of falling. That's it. Everything else is learned behavior. And then we get into that hypnotic rhythm. Okay? So what we got to do is we got to make sure that this guy is not in control. We got to make sure that the emotional guy takes over. Okay? Because he's the one who's going to help us. Because when we give logic control, then we're allowing fear to talk to us and say, don't do it, they're going to laugh at you. Don't get on TikTok. Oh my God, people are going to laugh at you. Let them, because what I want you to do is I want you a year from now, you laugh at them. Because those who laugh at you now will still be broke a year from now. Because they're laughing at you because they want you to stay exactly where you're at, stuck. Because misery loves company. Success is built on the shoulders of others. And we pull each other up. Okay? So, as we go along, we start finding out that didn't work. But I got this far. Oh, wait, that didn't work either. Oh, but I got closer. I know that if I shoot for $1 million a year, what if I only get to 600,000? Would that be okay? I used to get depressed because I didn't reach my goal. But that's because I did not understand that it wasn't reaching the goal. It was the journey that I needed, because what I needed to learn to get that was in the journey. I learned that didn't work, that didn't work, that didn't work, that didn't work, and then finally I got closer, and then finally I got to the top. But who I became, that's called the hero's journey. And there are steps in the hero's journey. We see it in every successful movie out there. It's a pattern, it's a map. Put the person here, throw a problem, and you see it in almost every movie out there. My sister's a geek and things like that. And sometimes we go to the movies, and our family don't like to sit next to us because we start talking. Oh, there it comes. Okay. Oh, did you see it? We just started the hero's journey. The problem just came in. Now we got to wait for the mentor. Oh, wait. He has to be removed from the situation so that he can find himself. And then once he finds himself, he needs to go back to where he came from with the elixir, with the result that he learned because he became a new person. And now he has a decision to make. Is he going to keep it, or is he going to do something with that knowledge? It's a hero's journey. But there's a second hero's journey inside of that, and that is who we become in the process. Okay? That's what I'm going to share with you today. I want you to keep an open mind, because we have this guy right here, and he's probably talking to you right now. I know it. I don't know it because I sat there before. So I want you to be open-minded right now. I want you to block the hypnotic rhythm. This guy who's putting fear in you is actually doubt and logic. And I got this question, I got that question, I got that question. I don't know. I can't make a decision until I get this question answered. And this one's over here going to you like, really, dude? The guy knows how to make $1 million in 2 hours. You should listen to him. He can show you something. Let's do this. And then fear comes in and says, I'm not good enough. I don't think I can do this. So let's keep that in mind as we go through this journey. Here at the Winter Immigration Law Academy, I'm going to show you something. I want you to tap into a system. Hear Ms. D talking about yesterday about getting tapped in the shoulder. Now I want you to tap into the system. And I'm going to show you how to build and scale your immigration consulting business. Are we okay with that? Yes, that's what we came here for. Yes, yes, yes. All right, perfect. All right, so let me show you how to do that, okay? So here we go. I'm going to share with you a step-by-step blueprint for becoming a highly paid immigration consultant without feeling lost or overwhelmed. Does this sound familiar? You've been trying to build your immigration consulting business, but you feel overwhelmed, unsure of the next step. Okay? You're struggling to find clients and price your services effectively. I just saw somebody laughing, smiling. Okay? Okay? And then, or you feel stuck handling complex cases without enough support. Or how about this? You're passionate about helping people, but you're not making the income you deserve. I think I just stepped on somebody's toes. If you move on the chair, it means I just stepped on your toes. And I saw a lot of people moving. Now people are going to go like, I'm not moving no more. Okay? I'm not talking back to Ruben. You feel like you're figuring it all out on your own, and it's exhausting. Can we relate to any of these? Let me see your hands. Can we relate to any of these? Exactly. So, the Willa Immigration Annex Business Success System. Let me introduce that to you. Today we're going to make some decisions. That's the Winter Immigration Annex logo. All of you are going to have the opportunity today to add that to your business. I promise you I will make it accessible. If I make it accessible, would you promise me that you will consider this in your heart so that you can go back and serve your community at the highest level? Yes? Okay. All right, here we go. The Will Immigration Annex Business Success System is the only complete program that gives you a step-by-step pathway to build your business, direct support from top industry expert, built-in accountability to ensure you follow through. Somebody who just came into our world is sitting here today because they listened to something that was said on the very first call, and they took action on it. Everybody that comes into the academy, when they have their onboarding, I tell them the exact same thing. If you do what I show you, my goal is that this does not cost you a penny. Is that it comes from your client's pockets, not yours. Are we okay with that promise? Now let me show you how I bring it through. Okay? All right. Why this works. Most programs give you pieces of the puzzle, but will give you the entire framework. The right strategy, the right support, and the right accountability. And this is exclusively for our consultants. Okay? Here. That we use just like a GPS. How many of you How many of you have a female voice in your GPS? All right. I have a female voice. My mother had a strong personality, and if a guy tells me to turn left, it ain't happening, okay? But when a female tells me turn left, I know what's going to happen if I don't, so I turn left, okay? So, the blue line strategy. We're going to give you the pathway. Why? Because we've done it. Let me tell you, don't do this, so this is going to happen. Why? Because I've been there. But if you follow this specific pathway, you're going to get here a lot faster. Okay? Willa is a success system. You're going to have a step-by-step roadmap that's going to show you how to define your target market and position yourself in the market. Jay was sitting right here. Let me ask you something. What area of immigration is he in? Is there any doubt? Okay. Pick a niche. Put your flag there. You own it. It's yours. Because the people that are going to do business with him will never do business with you. Because they relate with him for whatever reason. But there is a subsection of the market that will do business with you. Remember what we talked about yesterday when you buy a car and all of a sudden you see everybody else driving the same car? Okay? Well, there's another factor. It's called the cluster effect. Where you drive down the road, if you see one restaurant, you don't stop. You keep going. If you see a McDonald's, what are you going to see next? Right. That's called the cluster effect. And then you're going to see a Wendy's or a Burger King, a Taco Bell or something else, right? You're going to find somebody else. The cluster effect is this. That if you see one, okay. If you see two, your subconscious, him, starts telling you, oh, there's food. Okay? And logic says, no, I told myself I was on a diet, I'm not going to eat junk food. And this one says, but I'm hungry, I want some, right? But it's okay, I'll just order a salad. Right? Okay, wait. No, don't. Yeah, but the burger's got lettuce and tomatoes. So the cluster effect means that if you see 2, 3, or 4, guess what? Now you're hungry. Your subconscious is talking to you. He saw 1 restaurant, 2 restaurants, 3 restaurants, 4 restaurants, 5 restaurants. All of a sudden, he says, you are hungry. Turn around and go eat something. So when you see Jay talking about asylums, and you see somebody else talking about asylum, and you see somebody else talking about asylum, it's a good thing. Somebody's planting seeds, and somebody's going to reap that crop. You could be planting, and he reaps it, or he could be planting it, and you reap the crop. Okay? So there is not such a thing as a competition, but there is collaboration. So the more are in a particular market, guess what? Now people are hungry. They want results, all right? So Set up your client intake and menu of legal services. Your pricing structure. There's a specific way that we tell our customers or our prospects our pricing. I'll go through it twice so we understand it as we break it down. We do this in our private coaching calls, in the academy. We'll go over it and over and over again until you get it. Right, Hoa? All right, so here, I do my presentation. There's a specific way that we're going to do a presentation. We're going to do a stack and everything that we do, the checklist that we were doing last Saturday. How we do this, this includes this includes that. Oh my God, your picture album. How long have you been married? I'm going to find, I bought this gold mine, I'm going to go there and, I'm going to find gold for all of us and return the investment. And then he went over there and he met Mr. Sam Brainerd. Sam became the very first millionaire in California during the gold rush, not selling gold. Okay? For the people that came there to pant for gold. Well, Darby went into his mine and he started digging and digging, and all the money that he brought with him from the Northeast started replenishing, and he was to the point that he couldn't even eat anymore. So he went back to Sam and he said, Sam, will you buy my tools? I got to go back home. I'm not going to make it. Sam said, sure, I'll buy the mine. Sam said, let me get an engineer. Repeat after me. Engineer. Right. And then that engineer went in and did the study. And he went back and said to Sam, hey, Sam, yeah, keep digging. He gave up. And Sam said, really? Yeah, keep digging. Okay. 3 feet was the largest gold vein in California. So Darby gave up 3 feet from gold. Can you believe that? Months digging, sweating, starving, sleepless nights. All the investment. Can you imagine the shame in which he went back to the Northeast with? It was 3 feet from gold. So that's why most people quit before they see success. So we created a support group, weekly group calls, get answers to toughest questions, direct mentorship from top immigration consultants, and a network of like-minded consultants, people that will help you, that will not let you quit. Are we good? Perfect. So you'll never feel stuck or alone. You'll have a team guiding you through every step of the way. All right, secret number 3, accountability. Stay on track and finish strong. If you want to achieve success, all you need to do is find a way to model those who have already succeeded. You see who's there in the corner? Who's the little person in the corner? Model success. Because success leaves clues. Model success. Follow the blue line. That's why we don't get lost anymore. We follow the blue line. All right, the annex model of success through accountability and support. Let's go through these. All right, weekly office hours. What's that? Bring your case questions to the attorney. Bi-weekly deportation hour. What is that? Review your deportation cases with the attorney. Monthly accountability calls. Monthly check-ins to keep you focused. Monthly progress tracking. Stay motivated with clear milestones. Monthly mastermind calls. Ask and share to help you grow from where you're working now. Monthly implementation workshops. Make sure you're taking action and getting results. Right, Miss Fonda? Take action. Right? That's what we do. It's a roll up your sleeves call. So we get things done. All right. Let me show you what you're going to get in the annex. Remember I told you I'm going to have a special deal for you today, right? All right. Let's take a look at what, we've heard the people, we've talked about it all this time, and a lot of people are wondering, like, what's in it? What's in it? How can I utilize it for me? And this is where we go. The complete masterclass training series program. What is that? Deep dive training on critical consulting strategies. Let's take a look at that. Here's the masterclass series. Complete for you, all at once. Boom, you have immediate access to it. And since you're an annex owner, not only you, but your team has access to this. Okay? So they can start going through that. Imagine them learning more about adjustment of status, naturalization, asylum, underutilized visas like the T, the U, the R, and the O. Consular processing, 4 complete modules on it. Navigating immigration forms and procedures. Find out a little bit more about what does it take to become an accredited representative. How about avoiding UPL? Listen, do you think that if you have a team of people, it's important for them to know how to avoid UPL? Unless you like box lunch on the county, okay? Right? Pathways in immigration law. So you have that. And that has a value. Then, how about if you stay social media compliant? How about if we learn how to position ourselves in social media? Because you post something and people are going to click on your name. They're going to say, like, who is this person? And they show up and they arrive at your page or your profile, and all they see is a professional setup. They say, like, well, I want to do business with this person. Now, does that mean that I don't post cats and puppies and flowers and all that other stuff? It's below. See where it says level up? See my picture right there on the left? All that personal stuff gets posted below that because that's pinned. That's the first thing they're going to see. If they scroll down, they might get scared with the other stuff they're going to see. But right now, that's all they're going to see. And the same thing on your profile. So everything stays that way. So you always have that professional face. That has a value of you to position yourself professionally in front of your clients or your prospects. The Incubator Plus, 6 core business building modules. Just look at those. This is the heart and the center. Okay? Immigration consulting essentials, building your brand, client intake and pricing, communication strategies, 90-day roadmap to success in order to avoid these pitfalls and get here as quickly as possible. Leveraging technology and AI. We'll give you a couple of examples of that. Yesterday and today with Darren. How to utilize it. As an annex owner, you have access to this and every single one of your team members. This is important. How many of you have team members? I want you to do me a favor. Many of you have team members. I want you to do me a favor. I want you to send a text right now. We're going to stop here. I want you to send a text to your team members. Okay? Yeah. Pick a couple of team members. I want you to send it to 2 team members, minimum, if you have them. This is the question. What's our business focus? Send it right now. What's our business focus? What's our business focus? Send it. If you got more than 2 team members, send it to 3 or 4. I can almost guarantee you that the answers you're going to get is not what you expect. Because what you think your business is all about, I bet you they don't think the same. So we'll see those answers here in a little bit. Okay? We'll go through those. Okay? I think it'll surprise you. Why? Because you're here. Have you communicated with them what you're learning here? Good. Because you want them to be. All of you are in a rowboat, all of you need to be rowing in the same direction, at the same speed, at the same strength. Well, that boat ain't going nowhere. All right? So, that's the Incubator Plus. 6 core business building modules, and that has a value. Then the Willa trifecta. We focus on these 3. Why? Because these are the most high in demand processes right now. Right here. Specialized knowledge, adjustment of status, affirmative asylum, and naturalization. Why? They're already here. They don't want to leave. Okay? They're already here. How hard is it for me to sell an adjustment of status at the annex level of 5750 to somebody who's in another country where the currency is 5001? It's going to cost them millions and millions of their currency, and they don't even make that in a year. So, we want to talk to people that are here. It's a business decision, okay? We're looking at this as a business side, okay? So we got that. So check this out. We met him. You've met him. He has actually focused. You see, every time I want to go back, I think I got to hit it twice. Well, it didn't work. All right, perfect. So anyhow, he specialized knowledge. He has focus in one area of immigration. And because he does that, he's avoiding UPL. Now, how about them? How about Danielle? What area of immigration does she focus in? Family and naturalization. That's it. How about Audrey? And everything that you see is going to be about asylum. And they all do it in a different way. The Willa trifecta. If you were to get one of each one of those cases, it would be worth that. And then we have the implementation workshop. Okay. I saw those things move, and it just went around, and tech team, those things just went around, and immediately thought that I was lost in space, danger, Will Robinson, something like that. Anyhow, so the implementation workshop. And she was able to put it to work and get immediate results. That's what that is for. We're going to get to roll our sleeves, and we're going to operate, and we're going to work it. Now, imagine this. In the implementation workshop, you get the exact blueprint, emails, whatever program you're going to use to put information out to people, you're going to get emails. You're going to get the masterclass invitation scripts, masterclass social media scripts, masterclass emails, actual masterclass content, registration page. Let me tell you something. If I give you all the ingredients to bake a chocolate cake, is it going to be a lemon cake or a chocolate cake? Okay. This is my kind of room. So you get it all. All you have to do is implement it. You still got to mix it and put it in the oven. But you got everything in front of you. So yes, the implementation workshop, you get your hands-on support to apply what you learn, and that has a value. You got an answer? What did it say? Wow, nice. She probably went and copied it from the website. Yeah, good. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So little by little, we'll see the access. Okay, 1 year access to office hours. What? What's office hours? Imagine not going at it alone. Wednesday afternoons is going to change from Wednesday nights to Wednesday afternoons. All right? Where you guys can. How many ever hired an attorney for 1 hour for consultation before? What did you pay? $675? $675? $350? Okay. So if you were to multiply 350, the lowest number in here, times 1.5, which is an hour and a half, right? And you had $525, and you multiply that times, let's say, 50, how much would that be? That's how much the value of what you're going to have to be able to sit every week for an hour and a half and ask the attorney a question. Here's the question. How would it cost you to sit down with an attorney for an hour every week to ask them questions about your cases and get complete guidance on it? I put $33,000 in a year, and I think that's pretty conservative. To have the attorney say to you this, this, or that. And that's why when we position ourselves, even me, listen, I know the answers to a lot of the questions. But when I get in a consultation, I never give the answer. Let me tell you a little trick here, a little psychology here. Here's the reason why. If I give the answer, I lose all the value. So what I do is this. Listen, I'm going to send you a link. Hey, Nara, awesome. Listen, I'm going to send you a link. In this link, you're going to get to choose the date and the time of our first call. How many calls? First, meaning that there are more. Okay? And then you're going to choose the date and time for our first call. We're going to get together. I'm going to ask you some questions. And then I'm going to take it back to the team and to the attorney. And then whatever they say, we're going to have a second meeting. And then I'm going to give you the answers, the suggestions from the attorney. And then we get to decide how to proceed. Is that good with you? Perfect. Now I send them the link. It's a paid consultation. Did I ever say that it was a paid consultation? No. What I did say was that we're going to have 2 meetings and there's an attorney involved. So when they get there and they see $97, it doesn't matter. I already billed the value. So they get there and say, okay, perfect, I'll pay her. You know, you say, I can't wait to get the answers from the attorney. Because other people would pay $350 for an hour to ask a question to the attorney. And I'm going to have 2 meetings? I'll schedule it right away. That's the value of office hours. Then when we come back, and I give them the answer, for them to hear a number, $57.50, $87.50, $12.05, it's not a problem because I already build value. There's an attorney involved. So it's not about me. It's about the value that I create when I deliver the answer. And that's where that comes in. 1 year deportation cases, supporting 10 complete cases. Jay, what's the worth of a deportation case? Can you multiply that times 10, please? How much is that? $127,000. So I need to correct my slide because I got $87.50 on here. If we start adding all these numbers up, the number will scare us a little bit. And then we have group. This is something that we're going to start this next month. It's a mastermind type call that we're going to do only for the annex owners. and it's going to be structured a little, it's going to be a pretty cool structure. I'm actually copying that from another group that pays $250,000 a year to be in, okay? But, it's something that we're going to do in here because I find that there's a lot of value in it, and everybody in that group is growing their businesses exponentially. So we're going to multiply this so we can do the same thing with our annexes, okay? So really, if we look at all this, the value of an annex should be $170,000, shouldn't it? Shouldn't it? Is it worth it? 100%. But what we're going to do today, you're going to pay that. Today, you can lock in your annex for just $2,000. Okay? Visa or MasterCard, that's right, I love it, somebody already got up. Okay. All right, so, are we okay? Everybody who thinks it's okay, go ahead and stand up for me. Go ahead and stand up for me. If you think that to get all that value for, for $2,000 is okay, to lock in your place, go ahead and stand up with me. Okay, stand up for me. Go ahead and stand up. Okay. All right, awesome. Just stay standing for me. Pardon me? The question is, do you think if you could have an annex it started today for $2,000 and then look at all the finance options, is it worth it? Okay. Perfect. Stand up. Stand up. Okay. Come over here and come up front with me, because I want to show you something else. Oh my God, I'm gonna blow you. I am about to take you on a trip. Come with me. Get over here in the front. You don't have to, just come over here in the front with me. Okay? Right here in the front with me. Thank you so much. This is the altar call. I'm just kidding. Okay. All right, awesome. Thank you so much for coming. All right. Now, welcome annex owners. All right. So we're going to make it official in just a second. Now, I want you to look at this. Okay? This is the bonus that you're going to get today and today only. How about if we help you plan and execute your next level up? I would love to go to Mexico. I would love to go to the Philippines. Right, Ms. D? Okay? Can we go to, I don't know where, but we're going to go somewhere. Okay? Okay? Is that okay? All right. Those are events. The level up that we did in Jamaica had twofold. We did one for one legal rebel that had an annex in one city one day, and then we went to the next one the next day, and we did another one, and in 2 hours we pulled $170,000. Excuse me, how much is the investment today? $2,000. Okay, so are you okay if we plan an event and you do $170,000 in 2 hours? Yeah. Is that okay?
That sounds
all right. Why? We've already made all the mistakes, so we know how to get you there without making them. Guess what? We meet on Wednesday evenings at 6 p.m. to plan level ups. And even if you're not ready for yours right away, you come and you learn about all the things that the other people are going through, because guess what? They're going through this and this and this. And then you're sitting there like a little fly on the wall, and you're going like, oh, okay, I need to start making this preparation. Let me start, talking to these different hotels, and get a smaller room, or do this or do that, so that we can get there. That is going to be something that you're going to get, but you only get it today. Okay? That's it. $2,000. So this is what I want you to do. Everybody look this way. Okay? Yeah. So this one, but not the lizard, right? No, all right, perfect. Those who are sitting down are still with the lizard. Okay, that's all right. Okay, we'll leave you there. All right, perfect. So all of you, follow me.